Hi, I'm Exis, and this is Terra Invicta, where we are currently playing as the Resistance. And, well, the solar system is out here, of course. We do have Victor 658 here heading towards Earth. This is a lone gunship. They're heading straight to Gateway Earth, where our Earth intercept fleet is parked. I don't think it's going to do very well once he arrives here. I think this is because we merged... we did merge one of these ships in here, one of our explorers in here, I think. Or maybe not. Nevertheless, he's going to have a bad time once he arrives there. He's not going to be able to run from us. But that's a problem for him in the future. And then I was also thinking, we were talking about going out to one of these asteroids out here. I can't quite remember which one, but we've also got Ceres up here. And that's mostly a servant site. But the aliens have a base out here too. It's very rich in water and volatiles, which of course would be good for us. There is just a slight problem here that they've got something called the Doomstack 1 here, right? That's 15,000 combat power. But these are all very old ships, or mostly very old ships. And I think we might actually have a chance to take these out. There's loads and loads and loads of these small boys though, so... I'll have to have a little bit of a think about it, because these can maneuver like nothing else. We need to use lasers to actually take all of these out. And they've got one new one there, and these other ones are the older kind. And they are... yeah, they got the frontal laser there. So long as we keep a little bit of distance on them, we should be fine. What armor do they have? Yeah, we're not getting through the nose there with lasers, are we? 8 lateral. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. Or maybe now that we've got some of the few phaser ones, actually. Nevertheless, we'll see once the fleet is actually ready to go.
Yes, it's true that this technology could be a godsend. But from Nobel to Oppenheimer, history teaches us that unchecked human instinct will cause even the most well-intended concept to go disastrously awry. Commissioner Kiran Banerjee, speech to the United Nations.
Alright, so we finished the inertial confinement fusion. And that's a long-term project before we actually get anything out of it. But it's nice to have the beginnings of it at least. We can start working on the reactors there very shortly as well. I think we might actually pick up the terawatt fusion reactors as well now. Might as well. No, actually, I think we've got another energy research already going, right? Yeah, we should probably stay away from energy research. Which means we don't have very much. I guess we could knock out these, but let's grab these just for the chance of getting torpedoes. I don't think the particle cannon is going to be anything we want to play with at the moment. We're just picking it to have something to research there, obviously. And there's a little bit of a snowstorm here in Paris, and there's not a lot we can do about it, but we can give them some money to, I guess, plow everything away from there. Okay, and what did we want to do here? We can unify Sweden. That's obviously what we want to do. And then we got a few members we can federate with as well. We want to see what we can do there. Oh yeah, these are the ones they were hunting down. I'm not actually sure which one. One of these probably. Saras or Ulysses. So the Dominant Fury and the Righteous Storm have arrived here at Mars. And oh, yeah, and because they are included in this fleet, of course, our stats are absolutely garbage here. We will of course engage them. Oh. And because we have so many ships here, we'll actually get our entire fleet in as well. Gateway Mars isn't going anywhere, of course. We don't need Gateway Mars to take this out. And they've actually got 8,500 combat power between these two ships. Or what are they? They are 45 frontal armor. Plasma, that's gonna hurt. Iridescent star torpedoes. Decently sized laser. And a point defense, but I think just launching half of all of these torpedoes at them will probably have them destroyed. And then these are gonna fill out quite well as well. These are only lasers though. I'm just gonna scratch him. We will force this bit, of course. We are going into battle. And now obviously this doesn't look like the formation we're gonna be using. So I think we go in a Great Wall. I think that's gonna be better for us. These two, oh, no, these are completely unarmed, right? There we can't see at the moment, but I am fairly certain that these are completely unarmed. I would like to see what we have on the edges here. So we got the Murgas. Yeah, perfect. And do we have, no, they're dispersed. We want to have them at the extremities. That should order them all out towards the sides. As I don't want to have any of those in the middle. And these of course have not been refitted though. We are going in with lasers. I think we are probably wise to slow down a bit. We have the numerical advantage. We want to stay out of their range for as long as possible. And let those torpedoes rip. And hopefully that'll be able to knock them out well enough. We are going to have to divide them into some control groups here though, I think. We should probably... Where do we have them? The Murgas are a little bit everywhere. Okay, so this is how we're set up. I've got one control group with all the Murgas. They carry the Styx nuclear torpedoes. Even if one of these gets through close enough and explodes, they should be cooked. So that's kind of the game plan here we're hoping for. Then we've got the... all of these, we got these 3 gunships. They are going to be utterly useless here. They got the light particle guns there. Honestly, we should probably just scrap these ships. They're not going to be doing any more work. And then we got our lasers split up into 2 groups here. There and... oh, actually I removed one of the groups. Yeah, so I'm going to fix that group too. So we got 2 groups of these laser ones. They also have a coil gun, I'm fairly sure of. Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to wait until this coil gun starts launching. And maybe actually their point defenses is starting to chew on them. And then we'll launch off our torpedoes. So our laser boats are going to have to go a little bit ahead. Then we've got these 2 that we're escorting. They're just set to get out of here. They don't belong in this fight. So they've just turned around and they're going to blast away. Okay, so we are ready to start this battle. Oh yeah, I forgot we are actually in a chase of them. So maybe we do need to boost up a little bit more here. And let's just grab all of these other ones. We will blast full of one of these. Oh yeah, the adept ended up in 2 of these. In 2 of these groups. And blast everyone ahead here, I think. And that also means that we probably need to boost up the Murgas a little bit. Maybe not quite to maximum, though we want them to trail behind a little bit. Torpedoes can do the catch up. And now all of ours, they're all 4G ones, of course. And these look like they are burning as well. And they are firing at us. And hitting, of course, because it's plasma. Actually, I think we probably want to get them all accelerating another node. Yeah, that should be fine. And now all of their coil gun slugs are coming in. It should be fine now. I think we might need to look at one of these so we can see when they actually start firing. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose a couple of ships in this engagement. Okay, we have started firing here, and we want to see when they actually start arriving. So they should be focusing on us at the moment. You see here all of the coil gun slugs are coming in. There's a lot of them. There we go. Okay, so let's use our nukes. We want to launch a salvo there. And we want to launch a salvo here. And we want to launch another one there. And another one there. And it's just... the salvos of these are just a single one. And now we're actually starting to hit them here. And these will keep their point defenses busy so they don't pick off our lasers too early. I see our ships are already here. That's really no good for the nuclear torpedoes coming in, of course. I think we might have overdone the... there we go. That's one destroyed. They don't stand a chance. Here comes the nuclear torpedoes. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Alright, so a victory for us. Looks like we only took a little bit of damage there. Yeah, those nuclear torpedoes did an absolute number. You could see they all retargeted towards the other one as well, as the first one blew up. We got a few damaged ships here, 3 damaged ships. Everything else is operational. We managed to extract almost 2 exotics out of that. That's going to be worth the 6 torpedoes we launched. Thinking we're probably going to need to spend some more to actually replace those. And we took out 2 of their big battleships here, so that's very nicely done. Great victory for us. And we need to send them back for repairs, of course. Repair and resupply, yeah, you see it's going to cost us 0.06 exotics here to replace those 6 torpedoes. Well worth it in my opinion. It's very expensive in fuel, of course, but we can spare this. There's 2 battleships we shot down, so I'm completely fine with that. Now we're setting the policy again in the European Union. We got way too many armies here, so let's start getting rid of some of these. We can get rid of the Belgian motorized here, that's fine. We probably want to get rid of... we can go down to 3 armies, I think, in Europe, no problem whatsoever. And we've got... Hong Kong has been hit by a huge typhoon here. And we'll send the aid as usual. There's not a lot more we can do. And here we go. We've got the favorable wind that I pointed out there at the beginning of the episode. He's finally arrived here at Gateway Earth, and there is a little bit of a fleet here that's sitting around to greet him. And he's just flown straight into it for whatever reason, and he is willing to fight. Wait. This tiny little gunship has a combat score of 7.6k. What's up with that? Well, we're gonna go in and we're gonna make sure that he gets to know who we are. And let's just have a look at what happens here. I think we can look at it this way. I wouldn't want to be on this bridge at this moment. I think he would be feeling rather... no, I think we're paused there actually. I think he would be feeling rather... oh, see, we've got one of these ships just way out there. And he's sailing straight into these. Why isn't he maneuvering? As soon as these hit, he's completely fried. Yeah, not even one hit there. There we go, you didn't want to come here. We're disbanding another army here. Let's disband the Klondike Landmacht. Because why not? Iceland is ours again. I finished the first plasma cannon project here. It's nice to have them unlocked. I don't think we'll use them until we start building ships of a little bit larger size. Which isn't that far out. We need to wait for another I probably want to use one of the inertial confinement fusion reactors for that. So we need to go quite a far way up here in this tree, because the first ones are pretty terrible. But we'll start working on the reactors here. The first ones aren't that bad. We're just going straight for the reactors. We don't need to do the drives for them until we get to the drives we want to use. Okay, so Fru has been found. We found that out from our spy, who's been spying on Fru. I guess that's good. Was the right person to turn. And let's disband another army here. Where are these actually headquartered? We don't really know that, do we? What we can do is just check the armies tab here. We've got Paris, Lyon, Nantes. We can probably disband the third and let's disband it. Oh, we probably want to have them actually. Quite nice to have them close together. Let's disband the 16th and the Swedish army instead. And we have all the European armies close to the capital here if needed be. And of course we're disbanding them because that'll give us even more economic power to put into the priorities we want to put in. I'm not sure if this is how we want to be spending it. Maybe more into funding. A little bit of unity I guess is fine. Yeah, 3%, that's nothing. Could make it 4% or up towards 5%. Probably want to go a little bit heavier into environment there. And government is already good in the European Union. We don't need that much into economy, where kind of the break-even number here is 35. Of course, after that you still get more. Well, I can build some more mission control instead. Let's put a couple of pips into that instead of funding. We could have one pip like that instead. 15% into mission control, yeah, that's fine. That's why we get that done. And that's good because we're going to take it from them now. Yeah, runs our purge mission, and they're out of the Czech Republic now. I'll probably send someone in to defend those interests because they seem to want to take our European nations now. Alright, so our main fleet has completed their transfer over to Earth. This is really nice. We can probably integrate Romeo into them. No, we'll let them resupply first. Otherwise we might cancel that. And Fru had been found here. It looks like it's only the servants that have found him though. And not the ones that we got track of that actually found him. But we will go to ground. We don't want to be assassinated. We've lost too many councillors that way this game. The big question is, do we want to run...
At your service.
No, we probably want to run a crackdown here so we can start taking this. That's an 80% just straight up there. And then we'll run the purge. Okay, so just as our other fleet arrived here, we finished up refits on the last Garud here, which is very nice. We now have both our fleets here. And we should probably integrate this one into Hulu's. Yeah, those are the vision ones. Base building ones. And we should integrate these into the main fleet. Yeah, that works. And looks like we are all fueled up here, or no? I got a few here that aren't refueled yet. Guess we will resupply them. I wonder what happened there. There, everyone should be fully fueled up now. That means that we should be ready to start sending them off on a mission soon. I think we'll send them off at the beginning of the next episode. I want to check through and decide which target to make there. I got some debris floating around in low Earth orbit, but I actually got loads and loads and loads of it. And we are starting to finish off a lot of these command centers. You can see that we've gotten quite a bit of extra command cap there. We are going to need it, and we're going to need to take back this, of course. And we are trying to consolidate all of these countries, so I think we have to go in and defend them. And there goes the purge mission for Austria as well. And we probably want to send someone down to defend Greece as well. I wanted to secure Austria and Czechoslovakia first, or the Czech Republic, of course. That's too much hoi. Czechoslovakia. They're two different countries, of course. So let's. I got Emmett up here. He's not advising China anymore. He's doing his defend interest instead. And I saw that we have a very good chance of getting into Germany here at the moment. It's undefended. We're going to try off a crackdown in there. I am going to turn up the... give them some influence anyway. Yeah, probably 128, just in case they run defend interest mission there before we are able to do that. It would be nice to be able to integrate Germany into where it belongs, of course, in the European Union. And here we can disband the 16th as well in Warsaw, and leaves us with just the 3 armies. I completed the first inertial confinement fusion reactor. We've got about 5 more to go before we can actually use them, but that's just the way it is. And as I think we get on these Synology once again, so we can start working those out. Now we've taken a point here in Germany, so very nice. And just to suspect that the servants did get their defend interest in here. We can take the other 3 slots now, probably. It's a lot easier once you're actually in the country. We want to go all in funding here, of course. We got some megafauna ramping around here in Nyala. And we don't have anything we want to do with that. That's protectorate territory, they can deal with it. I've got 2 armies here in Chad, they can move down. And we've taken the second point in Germany. Okay, so we're set up here for the next turn. We've kind of consolidated as much as we can in Germany. We're going to defend these 2 points. We can't take anymore because that will bring us over the cap. So we have to wait to integrate Greece, Austria and the Czech Republic and Iceland into the European Union. That should free up enough to take the rest of Germany, no problem. Yeah, Austria and the Czech Republic will be enough to take Germany alone. We'll integrate those 4 countries and then we'll go on Germany and then we'll start working. I think we'll work our way down here in the Balkans first to kind of make sure that the Eurasian Union doesn't pick these up. And then we can turn to Italy, Spain and Portugal. Ireland too, of course, and we'll probably finish up with the UK. But that's going to have to be for the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. Take care and see you next time.